It does seem like engagement, content, conversations shifted in 2020. Take us through some of the key takeaways.
It has shifted, Aslinda, and really, what we're seeing is our 722 million members around the world, professionals, are leaning on their network, and they're leaning on their trusted network to connect to opportunities, to connect to those communities, to invest in themselves. We're seeing massive upskilling and reskilling happening. For example, on our platform, we're seeing 3 times more consumption of our LinkedIn Learning courses now than we were seeing 12 months ago. And we're seeing interesting trends like people applying more and more for jobs outside of their industries as well. So, venturing into places that they weren't going. And the businesses are changing, as you know, transforming, embracing their digital transformation, but also changing some of their own hiring practice, really. We just, ran a piece of research around the future of recruiting. And we're seeing that 74% of HR recruiters in Southeast Asia are leaning toward more flexible work in order to attract more talent. So everybody is adapting to the new reality.
Have you been surprised by the take-up rate in the Asia-Pac region? I mean, in terms of membership, it surpassed even North America. Why do you think that is so?
Oh, it's really about, the creation of middle class. We have markets where we're adding new members. I mean, overall, we're adding 3 new members per second on the platform. And as you can imagine, markets like India, China, and other parts of Southeast Asia are, where we're seeing a massive creation of middle class, are really joining LinkedIn and understanding the power of leveraging your networks online and leaning on those networks. We've also invested as a company through, our social impact teams. So something that we call the Network Gap Alliance, really trying to bring more people to that party, trying to make sure that people that don't have those networks naturally, because of their upbringing, because of the schools that they've been, so that they can get access to network and build those networks digitally. And it's being embraced across the region really meaningfully.
Olivier, even as you see more accounts getting started, you're also seeing more fake accounts. In fact, you saw 37 million fake accounts, 80 million scam posts in the first half of 2020. Is this becoming a bigger challenge for LinkedIn?
Trust has always been, a core priority for us as a company, and it is more than ever. So our teams are really clear in terms of trying to drive clarity, consistency, and control for our members. So clarity on what's expected for you to do when you join LinkedIn and how you're going to be using the platform. Consistency in the way we are doing what you just mentioned, which is sometimes, closing some accounts, shutting down some accounts because they aren't respecting those principles or they are fake accounts. So our teams in trust and safety are really focused on this. And control is around giving control to our members over the data, what they want to share, who they want to share it with. And so those principles have been, core to LinkedIn since the beginning, and we continue to double down on them as the network continues to grow at a very fast pace.
Yeah, Olivier, David here. I wanted to pick up on that. I've heard many people actually also flag the same concern that Linda brought up, the fake accounts. I'm wondering, could you elaborate a little bit more on what the company's doing to stamp out this, to stamp all of these out? And I mean, do you have specific sort of milestones or objectives in place as far as that's concerned?
We have very clear, in terms of the terms of the partnership that we're building with our members and really telling them what's the context of LinkedIn and what they will be doing. And then we're applying a combination of technology, really helping us to identify, the wrong behaviors on the platform and human behaviors. So we have, trust and safety teams that are really reviewing those situations and that are able to act really swiftly on basically potentially blocking an account if it turns out to be either a fake account or being used in the wrong way on the platform. So it's an ongoing practice and something that we need to work on day in, day out.
Right. Looking forward to that. I was mentioning that we also flashed a graphic earlier of the top 5 fastest growing skills that you guys, of course, your platform is helping people right now in terms of upgrading what they bring to the table. I would imagine the silver lining of a bad job market is people now have a little bit more time to focus on themselves and I guess level up like a monk, as they say. Could you take us through those 5 skills?
Yeah, so you see Python being one of them. It's a programming language that's particularly used in the context of AI, information technology, analytical skills, data entry, digital marketing. It's really a combination of like hard skills and soft skills. And really what we see on the platform is our members, embracing that and both going and learn the technical skills that they need, but also investing in themselves from a soft skills perspective. So project management is extremely important. Leadership skills is extremely important. And so this is really what I was mentioning earlier, with 3 times more consumption of LinkedIn Learning courses happening every day. And this is a translation of both individual investing in themselves, companies making more and more learning and development available to their employees because they know they're going to have to continue to help them develop, and they're investing massively in this. And government as well. Our economic graph data is something that we use to work with governments around programs that are focused on upskilling and reskilling. We've really focused on, two essential things at LinkedIn since the beginning of the crisis. The first one is job seekers. How do we help them? And so tools like Career Explorer, for example, that help people understand what skills they have and how those skills could apply to different jobs than the job they have today or to different industries. And of course, the 10 skills path for specific jobs, software developers or, business managers, business development managers, that we've put out there for people to be able to acquire those skills, become more relevant, and be able to apply for those jobs that are in high demand, basically.
So Olivier, it looks like you guys have managed to accomplish a lot in what's been a difficult year, and I would imagine you continue with the traction next year. Talk us through parts of the business, though, that didn't do so well. What didn't work out for you guys?
Listen, overall, we're lucky to be a technology company and to be at the core of digital transformation and helping companies, changing the way they hire, changing the way they sell, and also, changing the way they're bringing learning to their employees. So we're pretty lucky to be, at the core of what a lot of companies need to do right now. So whether it's through our talent acquisition business, which was impacted at the beginning when companies were pausing and rethinking, what the next part of their business was going to be and how the business was going to look. Very quickly, now they're coming to us to understand what are the skills they need to acquire, how they need to reskill their employees. On the digital marketing side, we were able to help a number of companies around their B2B needs and their need for lead generation at a time where physical events, for example, aren't happening. So, things are going well for LinkedIn. Overall, we are trying to be really here for our members and making sure that we help them through this very unique moment, providing them a network and communities they can lean on, access to opportunities. And we're staying very close to our customers, helping them through all the transformation that they're going through. And what really we're seeing is an acceleration of those digital transformation happening with most of the companies we're working with across most industries.
Olivier, talking about growth and acceleration, a lot of people are banking on that growth in China. What are you seeing? What trends are developing?
So China seems to be a little bit ahead for us, in terms of the rest of the world. I think the crisis hit earlier over there, and they are not a further stage of what probably a lot of us will call the new norms. Our teams in China are focusing on very similar things, which is really how do we help job seekers? How do we continue to, invest in people building their network? So we launched, for example, a mentor-mentee program, which is very successful in China, and which is really talking to a trend that we're seeing across the platform. Our members want to give and get help through LinkedIn. They want to either go there and lean on their communities and their network to get mentorship, or when they're in a position to be able to help, they want to provide that mentorship. And I think, China is a great example of that, and our Chinese team have done an incredible work providing that mentor-mentee program at scale.